What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie290 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is my vlogging series. It's called my rambling series, in which I talk about life, the universe, and things around us, and things that are particularly interesting to me. And I hope that you enjoy those types of videos. If you don't know that there's plenty of other stuff on the channel, there's a couple of Francis videos that went up this last week. There's an Xbox One S unboxing, some great stuff. Been having a lot of fun making YouTube videos again, as I knew that I would. Let's see, some stuff I want to talk to you about tonight. I want to talk to you a little bit about the movie Suicide Squad and my review of it. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're doing in the office. I'm going to talk a little bit about World of Warcraft. I'm going to talk a little bit about my health and that kind of stuff. And I hope that you enjoy that. But let's start off by showing you what's happening in the office here. Number one, I know I try to change stuff out here every time I make a video. Whether it's this balloon that's been in the background since my birthday or the new toys that I get, like the lightsabers and stuff. There's new stuff on this shelf all the time. Stuff that comes in from Loot Crate or things that come in from that kind of stuff. I love adding stuff to it. We are going to try to rearrange it and make it a little more organized today. And that's something we've been doing. Now, you guys routinely see the back side of this office. What you never really see is the front side of the office here. You know, we got the gaming consoles, and we got, of course, my Vive, and we got my Oculus Rift over here. It's a trash can filled with Pokemon wrappers right now, my little BB-8, and my secondary camera I use for camera unboxes. What used to be over here was just the green screen, but look what's here now. We have set up that white tower, as I wanted to do for a really long time, so that my wife can work in here with me whenever she wants to. But more importantly, what we're doing with this setup here is my wife is going to be playing World of Warcraft with us. Now, I don't know how she feels about the game. She's played for about 2 hours so far. She's gotten the basic premise. We had trouble even getting onto the world server today, getting into our server, which is Proudmore. We're playing on the Alliance. If you want to join us, you can join us with the Guild Boogie Knights, Knights. There's generally an officer on in the evenings, late at night, somebody that can invite you, or I'll be on as well. She's played for all of about 2 hours, and I think that she likes what she's enjoying. But when we had trouble getting on the world server, she booted up Hearthstone. And as a fan of Magic the Gathering, she immediately fell in love with Hearthstone. So she's been playing that all night as well. And it keeps going on. Like, I know she's played Overwatch now. She's played Diablo with us. Basically, Blizzard makes crack for gamers. Like, their games are great for hardcore gamers like me who played their whole life. I also lean towards the casual. And once again, they have just leaned towards the casual. In the latest Overwatch patch, if you haven't played Overwatch in a while, I know a lot of you took a break, they patched at least the PC version with this Summer's Games thing, where you play a sport called Lucio Ball as the brawl for the next couple of weeks. And in that brawl, you basically play kind of like inspired by Rocket League. You play Lucio, and you play with a giant ball, knocking it around the stupid thing. It is so much fun. It is so much fun. If I only played Blizzard games, I think I wouldn't have enough time in the day to do anything else. And unfortunately, I play other games as well, so I'm trying to fit in time for console games. I'm trying to fit in time for my Magic the Gathering duels on my iPad. I'm trying to fit in time for the Pokemon TCG, which I have spent a fortune on, by the way. I have spent a fortune on the Pokemon TCG, but I've really enjoyed it. Now, again, I have encouraged a lot of people to download the client and try it for like iPad or PC. Play it. Don't do what I've done, which is spend a bunch of money on this shit. It's nice to have the physical cards. It's so much better to play that game for free. The game is really good for free. The more you spend, the more often you're paired with people who have also spent a lot, and you get your ass beat. I'm getting my ass beat. I lose probably 3 out of 5 games. So, just teaches you, play the theme decks and have fun with it. You don't have to invest the way that I did. But other than that, man, I'm doing really good. YouTube is going fairly well, all told. There's something I want to talk to you guys about, and I don't know how a lot of you are going to feel about this. But I want to get it off my chest. Now, you guys remember I was hacked about 6 weeks ago. And we're still working to get some stuff back. And we're still working with people to get shit back together. 6 weeks later, and I'm still fucking miserable. I'll tell you something else that happened when it came to that hack. I am literally waking up 5 or 6 times a night, checking my phone to make sure that what happened then didn't happen again. You know what's funny? I have had bad security in the past, and when I had bad security, it allowed people to get in, but my security was airtight this time. And it all comes down to fucking Verizon doing that. It's fucking Verizon giving out our information. Again, I've learned a lot of tricks that I can learn. Don't use two-step authentication with a phone whose phone is under your name. Don't use two-step authentication. Use a burner phone. I'm also now using one of these USB keys to make sure everything's locked down. I'm as secure as I could possibly be, with the exception of, once again, Verizon handing my information out to lunatics. My home address, my phone number, my SIM card number. I am still fucking furious about it. And I'm telling you something, and this is how furious I am about it. I've had a lot of friends tell me, you really should sue Verizon. You really should sue Verizon. Man, I generally don't believe in that kind of thing. But one of my friends said something to me that really meant something. He said, Steve, you are in a privileged position where you have the money to hire an attorney. You have the time, thanks to your job, to be able to see it to the end. You are in a position to where you can successfully sue Verizon and force them to change your policy. And you owe it to everyone who's ever been screwed over by Verizon to do that. He says, you were lucky you got your YouTube channel deleted by this hacker because Verizon fucked up, but you got it back. It may have cost you a bunch of time and effort and pain and bullshit, but you got it back. What happens when someone who isn't at the middle of VidCon, who isn't well connected, who doesn't have the face recognition or the name recognition or the pool of 3.5 million subscribers, what happens when it's somebody with 100,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers? What happens then? If Verizon doesn't change their fucking policies, it'll keep happening to people. And that really changed my mind. That really made me think it's probably my fucking duty to do this for us, for you guys, for me. At the end of the day, I don't know what I'll ask for. What I want to ask for, money's important, I guess, but what's more important is that they fucking change the policy. I mean, if we can hurt them financially, that's one thing, that's great. What's important is they change their fucking policies and train the people involved fucking better. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but Ethan from H3H3, he had the same problem with T-Mobile, and T-Mobile made a change 2 days later to their policy to fix the problem. And Verizon still hasn't done shit. I don't know, man. I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated by it. Because I have an anxiety disorder. I don't sleep well as it is, but this has made it 10 times worse. I'm miserable because of it. Other than that, man, I'm really happy, though. I'm looking forward to seeing the Suicide Squad tomorrow. There's currently a petition on the internet to get Rotten Tomatoes removed from the internet. If you guys don't know, Rotten Tomatoes is a website that aggregates reviews. It takes all of the reviews across the internet and all the journals and all the period articles and the newspapers and crunches them together and comes up with a round figure of whether people were positive or negative. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes they screw with the numbers a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it's accurate. It also lets reviewers give their score too, so you have that as an option. And it's real screwy with old movies, and sometimes it can be screwy with newer movies. And sometimes when a movie is made for not critics but mass audiences, the scores are not great. But there's a petition on the internet to get Rotten Tomatoes banned from the internet because they tend to give DC movies bad scores. And I think that's kind of weird because I thought about this quite a bit, and the DC movies that I've seen that have gotten bad scores kind of deserve them. Maybe not as bad as the critics railed on them to be, but for the most part, they haven't been great. And I'm fairly certain when I go see Suicide Squad tomorrow and come home to film my review, I'm fairly certain my review will at best be, it was mediocre. I expect the movie to be mediocre based on the trailers, based on everything I've seen, and based on the friends I know who have seen it. Apparently, it's mediocre, and that's okay. But if you're the kind of person that wants to see a website banned from the internet because you disagree with their opinion, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's not, and especially when it's not even their opinion, it's just an aggregation of the opinions of other people. This is a place where all opinions are put into one place. Well, we don't like that. The internet's a weird place. The internet's a weird place. Something else I wanted to talk about. This is very, very personal, and I'm debating talking about it real quick. But a lot of you guys know about the physical abuse and mental abuse that I grew up with, and a lot of you know that has scarred me in a lot of different ways. And a lot of you guys think that I love you guys very much, and I do to the best of my ability, just to be very clear. But one of the things I've always had trouble with is connecting with people. I've never been able to connect with people very well. Some of my friends, like my friend Chad, who's been my roommate for the last 21 years, I care about him, but not necessarily, I think, in the way that another friend might. And it's the same with my other friends, my Flint and Jason and these guys. I like them very much, but I don't know that I care about them the way that I'm supposed to. But I do know that I've never cared about family the way that I was supposed to. Like my mom, I cared about her, but certainly hated her on some level, on a very conscious level. My sister and my brother, we've never been able to be close, and a lot of that has to do with the designs that, my mother had for us, but it also has a lot to do with the fact that I just got pushed so far down inside that it's really fucking hard to connect. A lot of people say, well, Boogie, you don't play a lot of games with your viewers, your subscribers. I don't play a lot of games with my friends. I don't play a lot of games with my family. You don't really socialize much. You don't talk much on Twitter. You don't talk much on people. You don't answer texts or DMs, or you don't answer as many emails as other YouTubers. It's just hard, man. It's hard to make myself do that because I don't connect the way that I'm supposed to connect. And a lot of YouTubers have talked about, the way that I say, or other YouTubers say at the end of their videos, that we love you. And they say it's manipulative and it's shitty and it's untrue. So I want to clarify here, I do love you, but just to the best of my ability, which I guess at the end of the day is not very good. But this gives me an opportunity to talk about something else I've always wanted to talk about. I love talking about, and that's my wife. And God love her. She is one of the only people or things in this world I've ever actually loved. She managed to overcome whatever is wrong with me and make me love her in a way that I'm supposed to be loved, and probably too much. I actually probably love her too much, to be frank. I probably love her as much as I was supposed to love the entire world combined, every family member, every friend, and I just put that into her, and maybe that's a recipe for disaster, but maybe it's not. I don't think it is. After 6 happy years together, I think that we're going to be just fine. But it's wonderful. And it's funny, I never connected with pets. I never got pets, but I connected with Sammy. And part of that makes me wonder, how much of that is my wife being special and my dog being special? How much of it is just that I'm getting better and just that I'm healing? How much of it is having interacted with you and talked with you and other video games, like playing video games and World of Warcraft and EverQuest and having friends who I've learned to trust, and how nothing really that bad has happened to me in the last 20 years other than getting sick and nearly dying a few times. Things are just getting better. I think that's really it. I think things are just getting better. In fact, I think things are probably the best that they'll ever be for me. They're certainly the best that they've ever been, and I think they're probably the best they'll ever be. And you want to talk about rambling, this video definitely puts the title to task. I'm definitely rambling today. But here's what I have to say about that, and I say it every time. Thank you for it. Thank you for every like you've ever dropped, for every view you've ever given me, for every share you've ever done, for every dime you've ever donated, for every time you've supported a sponsor that supports me, every loot crate you've ever bought, every fucking thing you've ever done in my name. Thank you, man. And I'm telling you, I love you for it to the best of my ability, which I begin to understand the more and more I get older, the more I understand it's not that great. And I'll leave you with one other thing. I grew up in a small town called St. Paul, Virginia, and I spent the majority of my life hating that place, hating the things that happened when I was there, hating the place itself, hating the people that were there who didn't intervene. And in my old age, as I began to shed this layer of pain and this layer of anger and this layer of hatred and this layer of misery, as these things begin to fade and no longer are a part of who I am, the more I realize how lucky I was to grow up there and how great the people were there and how beautiful the world there was. And that's extending into everything I do, every place I go, every person I meet. I now no longer look for the assholes the way that I used to, but I look for the good people. I no longer look for the corruption, I look for the good stuff. I look for the healthy, happy stuff. I look for the helpers. I look for the kind people. I look for the lovers. I look for the courteous, kind, cheerful, happy people. And my life is a lot better for it. I no longer feel obsessively compulsed to look for the bad to protect myself from it. That's some pretty good healing, I think. I think that's some pretty good healing. Now, if I can just convince myself to stop shoving garbage into my face all day, we'll have some pretty good improvements there. And, of course, that goes to anybody except the fucking hackers and fucking Verizon who are still driving me goddamn batty. But that's neither here nor there. Guys, I love you very much. I genuinely mean that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll speak with you again soon. We haven't done a keyword in a while. Let's go with water. This is what's in my cup tonight is water. Ever since I started taking this new pill to handle my diabetes, I've been so thirsty. Cold water tastes better than Mountain Dew any day of the week right now. This is warm and it still tastes delicious. Put water in your comment section below. Maybe you went swimming in some water park this year. Maybe you're drinking water right now. Maybe you just want to know, what are you doing, Boogie? Let me know. Use that word in the comment section below. I know you made it all the way to the end of this very long and boring video. Guys, I love you very much. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll speak with you again very soon.